So what makes a young age creationist a young age creationist? Now, if you haven't noticed, there is a growing schism in young age creationism, with some mainstream young age creationist organizations claiming that a minority group, which includes me, by the way, are no longer holding to biblical creationism. Now, in this video, I will describe my own creationist distinctives and allow you, the audience, to weigh them and then comment on these rather nasty claims. First, I believe that God supernaturally created not only an entire planet, but an entire universe in literally 6 24-hour days, all of which occurred no more than about 6 to 10,000 years ago. Second, I believe that Adam was created from the dust of the ground and Eve from his side in a single 24-hour day. Third, I believe that God supernaturally created major groups of organisms, including birds, pterosaurs, bats, land and aquatic dwelling reptiles, amphibians, dinosaurs, various groups of land, aquatic and flying mammals, insects, plants, and various other groups, all in 6 24-hour days. Fourth, I believe that sin was brought into the world through the transgression of Adam and Eve when they ate the forbidden fruit, thus advancing a literal fall of the human race into a fallen spiritual state, bringing with it God's curse on the earth and the entrance of both physical and spiritual death into the world. And fifth, I believe that God brought a catastrophic worldwide flood of water over the earth that killed all land-breathing animals, including all humans, except the 8 that were in Noah's Ark. Now, I'm pretty sure, and notwithstanding some minor differences of opinion, that I've covered the fundamentals here. So why are some young age creationists claiming that I'm being unbiblical? Well, I happen to believe that dinosaurs had feathers. No, I'm not saying that birds evolved from dinosaurs, just that they had feathers, and some even flew. And this would mean that some dinosaurs, like T-Rex, were created on day 6 of creation week, while others, like Archaeopteryx, were created on day 5, along with birds, pterosaurs, and bats. I also believe that many groups of organisms rapidly diversified and changed both at the fall and after the flood, sometimes quite drastically. Now again, no, I'm not talking about Darwinian evolution or common descent. Please go back and listen to Distinctives 2 and 3. Change has limits. I'm also getting into trouble, it seems, for thinking of Creation Week in terms of dynamic processes instead of a static creation. In other words, I propose that God might have differentiated the Earth's crust and core from the Earth's mantle rapidly and supernaturally, instead of creating the core, mantle, and crust as an already differentiated and wholly complete planet. And no, I'm not talking about uniformitarianism here, an absurd claim that I've actually been publicly accused of. But please go back and listen to distinctive number 1, which unambiguously rejects any kind of uniformitarian perspective. Keep in mind that the concept of separating out is not foreign to Scripture. God separates out light from darkness, land and sky from ocean, vegetation and man from earth, Eve from Adam, Abraham from pagans, Israel from the nations, and Christians from the world. So the idea of God supernaturally separating out crust and core from the mantle is in perfect step with the Bible. I personally believe that the Bible furnishes us with enough specific information so as to affirm these 5 distinctives, but it also allows us some freedom to think outside of the box without compromising on a faithful interpretation of Genesis 1 to 11 as history. And as long as that is the goal, then mainstream creationist organizations, I think, should refrain from claiming that my views are incompatible with Scripture and imbibe anti-biblical scientific propositions. And yes, myself as well as the other young age creationists that have been targeted in these campaigns have been publicly accused of these exact things. Yet all of us, as far as I know, hold very closely to these 5 creationist distinctives. So what do you think? Have these mainstream creationist organizations crossed the line? Please, I'd be really interested to know, so leave your comments. Well, that's all from me, Ken Coulson here at Creation Unfolding. Look, if you liked this video at all, then please go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell while you are there. Look, please go ahead and share this video on Facebook or your other social media platforms. I'd really appreciate it. Look, there is a website, www.creationunfolding.com, for more resources. There's a book as well. I've got a link for donations in the description, so go there if you're interested. And above all, I really appreciate prayer. So if you could spend just a few seconds and pray for me right now, I'd appreciate it. Thank you and goodbye.